Oh goodness. A gust of sound rises in the room. Without warning and out of nowhere, it screams through the enclosed darkness. The raging storm engulfs Robert's cold metal body, carrying her away with great force. When the sound subsides, all that remains an old piston clattering to the ground. Oh, she survived! Part 15. The Pioneers. Even if there is no path, even if there is no destination. A deathly silence. Until Enigma stumbles back, nearly falling over another person in the room.
She's dead.
We don't know. Wait. The piston lies motionless on the ground, as lifeless as any other object.
This is what you wanted to show me?
What you wanted to show? My dude, weren't you the one that wanted to see this? His heart pounds in his ears as he pans, fists clenched and slick with sweat.
To watch her utter a curse that's always brought death, only to die in vain? And you just let it happen?
Ulrich looks at him, his voice poised and steady.
Calm down.
Calm down. She's dead right there, you murderer.
We have already repeated this experiment many times.
Many times? Enigma is in disbelief.
Many times? What? You've sent people to their deaths over and over again?
Dude, calm down. I think they mean they've tried it on Lucy before. The fair fluid flows again, forming a shape that Enigma can only interpret as disdain.
Look at you, Adler, peeing your pants over a curse. The human boy is so scared that he forgot to ask the crucial question. Did the ritual work?
I'm guessing not.
But what do you mean? The curse. The side effects killed her. The experiment failed. Is that not what happened?
No. Triggering the curse and failure are two separate things. I was the first one to recite the incantation, way before Dora.
Oh, and it didn't work on him. That's why he's alive. Or he thought it worked because it didn't affect him. Let's see.
When I read it aloud, it worked. I felt the warmth of a miraculous blessing on my head. Soft. Light as a feather.
Oh, okay.
I told Madame Lucy right away. But as soon as she left the room, the curse hit me, and I began to liquefy.
Oh! So you awakened can survive this?
There was no one else in the room. My liquid form had become too insubstantial to push the help button. A long darkness followed. After that, I woke up again in my original primitive form. The way I first came into this world.
Original primitive form?
The fair fluid pulsates, which in Ulrich body language is a nod. That was a pain to say, which and Ulrich in one sentence.
Unlike humans, the awakened have neither flesh nor nerves. We are pieces of consciousness, echoes of a primordial melody that just happen to reside in material objects by chance. With a mind and a body combined, we could talk, learn, think like you do, and perform the experiment and endure the side effects. And this curse, for some reason, cannot affect the primal consciousness that caused our awakening in the first place. While human minds dissipate when their tangible bodies are destroyed, our minds reawaken regardless of the changes and destruction of our external bodies.
Oh goodness, we found a silver lining.
Of course, this was an assumption based on idealized circumstances, and I needed another awakened being who could awaken in different bodies to confirm my theory. That is why I sought out Madame Lucy for cross-verification. The results?
Yes, it was an assumption. You said it yourself. You came back to life this time. But what about the next? Nothing is for sure in Arcanum. What if she never wakes up again? What if she dies for good?
He swats Enigma's hand away.
We know what we are doing, human. Stay out of this. Only the awakened can carry out the experiment. So we must proceed. This has nothing to do with race. It is a sense of duty that every researcher should have possessed when they chose this path. We have to go beyond the limit. Not out of madness, but out of rationality.
Silence fills the room, like the beginning of time when there was no sound to be heard. Then slowly the piston starts to spin.
We seem to have replicated effect number 2. And 117 of the Coleman Lab's protective rituals were proven ineffective.
Eat that, Arcana. Perhaps that's how the Manus made it too. Perhaps they tried it on the Awakened earlier and they realized that on the Awakened it's possible. That's how they found out how to use it to the benefit.
Write it down, Simone. This is the 4th time we have seen it. Also, number 45 and 69 are related to it. We need to speed up. This is too slow.
Speed up coming back to life, she means. The lights are back on again and the piston is placed into a new body. Being prepared for all possible outcomes requires a significant amount of metal material, but it is essential for data collection and analysis. With a soft hum, the robot turns ahead and looks at Enigma surprised.
Adler, what are you doing here?
Wait, you have no memory of this?
I am glad to see you out of your room and working with us again.
So it does destroy memory, or part of memory, because she does remember doing the experiment, she just doesn't remember Enigma being there.
No, he's not on the team, Mum. He forced his way in here.
Oh? My apologies. I seem to lose a small amount of data when I reawaken.
Uh-huh. She smiles at him, as she always does.
Still, I am glad that you are showing initiative, Adler. Were we supposed to talk?
I don't think he wants to talk.
No. We have nothing more to discuss, ma'am. Ulrich has filled me in on everything.
Now why are you being like that? Did they find a solution or not? Did they protect everyone or not? My goodness, you're more pessimistic than me.
But I still worry whether the experiment's risks were properly assessed.
Assessments will only be assessments. Much is beyond measure when it comes to Arcanum. Perhaps faith plays a more important role here.
Enigma is caught off guard by her words.
I'm surprised it is you talking about faith, ma'am.
It seems we both have the ability to surprise each other.
As they speak, the robot strolls over to her chair and sits back down.
You are right. Assessments could indeed be useful to us. It allows us to know the probabilities of success and failure based on established facts and past experience. But when we find ourselves in uncharted darkness, with no information or past experience to guide us, how are assessments going to help us?
She ponders and stares into the void. Perhaps the experiment did fry some circuits. She's more sentimental than usual.
The only thing we have in such darkness is the unwavering faith to move forward. When the first steam engine whistled, I awoke into this world. At the beginning of this new life, my circuits were charged with a singular primal desire to progress. In the midst of that never-ending whistle, I have watched man build the towers of science and knowledge, and I have watched them unleash chaos and destruction. You too have been lost and deterred, but your engines of progress have never stopped churning. Always move forward, no matter the destination you told yourselves, until the storm brought everything to a standstill. But this is just a small setback. We are only back to the beginning where we stumble blindly. And this time, I happen to have a cane.
She gives him a tender smile.
No need to worry about me. I will not shut down as long as there is still hope for progress. We have wasted a bit of time on data recovery, Come, Simone. Let us begin the next experiment. I hope to dissolve into paste this time, so we can easily handle it with a Coleman's ritual of transformation.
The human researcher knows that it'd be inappropriate for him to stay here any longer. Gritting his teeth, he moves towards the door, trying his best to leave the horrific scene behind him. Someone is waiting for him by the door.
Seen enough? We know what we are doing, and you are of no help here. It's been the same old story in this place for the past 8 years. When your faith crumbled during the storm, it was us who took over the place and cleaned up after you. It was us who got things back up and running, put coals in the hearth, and blazed a trail when everyone was lost in the dark. I know you may not understand the intricacies of the Arcanum, but please, show some basic respect for our efforts.
Will you do the experiments yourself, Ulrich?
Of course. I am not some emotional, unhelpful little punk.
Instead of his usual witty comeback, Enigma simply shakes his head in a slow motion.
Do you still remember Adams?
A sudden question that seems out of place. The ferrofluid quivers. The name seems to unearth memories that have been buried for 8 long years in the confines of the institution.
Adams. Roman. Adolf. Sylvia. Albert. Louise. Those who were taken from us by the rain. Melvin. Francis. Caroline. Leopold. They volunteered for the field, but we never heard from them again. Now we have Dora, Richard, Dawkins, and Victor on the list.
Yeah, but there will be no more humans or arcanas that are not awakened in this anymore.
Life has a wicked sense of humor. My mentor, my classmates, my colleagues. Each of them deserved to live more than me. But they're all gone now. There's only me talking to you. Alive. Useless.
You're not useless just 'cause he said so. Dude, they need you too.
Am I going to see your names on that list too, Ulrich?
No. Wait, were some of those people like you, dude? In this rare moment, he lowers his head, but soon he raises his arm and slaps the man hard on the back.
Spare me the feelings, human. Though I will take back my sarcastic jabs at you, it is not something a leader should do. Madame Lucy talked to me about the importance of teamwork.
He awkwardly pats the human on the shoulder, a clumsy attempt at friendliness.
Go back to your room, Adler. The Arcanists will take over from here. Until we get the results, you won't be needed here.
Enigma heaves a breath.
I will say this, Ulrich. If you survive the experiments...
Alarmed by the opening words, Ulrich instinctively turns down his receiver to avoid hearing anything too warm. That would be more painful than suffering through 100 experimental side effects.
I will submit the sincerest application to never be on the same team as you again.
Well, if he doesn't survive, you won't be the same team with him after all.
So neither of us will have to worry about teamwork. How's that sound?
A curve that almost resembles a smile appears on his face.
I will wait for that application, Adler.
Now, roll up your sleeves and clear your mind. This is not the time to grieve. If human reasoning and arcane knowledge are not enough on their own, perhaps a combination of the two can solve this problem. The lab door is in shambles, its metal plate barely hanging on. A wooden sign reading "Keep Out" sways precariously, covered in bite marks and scratches. Medicine! Enigma takes a moment before finally knocking on the door. A voice answers from within.
Who's there?
Adler Hoffman from the cryptography team. Is Medicine Pocket in? I heard that they wrote a paper on the linear correlation between the purity of an arcanist bloodline and their power. Can I get some more details on the research?
The door creaks open to reveal a youthful face, but she is not the genius he is looking for. The lab technician looks at him through her glasses and hesitates a little.
The paper is here. Help yourself. Sorry about the stains on it. I just took it out of the trash. If you're looking for Medicine Pocket, I'm afraid they just left.
Left? To where?
There is a subtle conflict on her face. She's torn between covering for her colleague and following the rules. It is more than enough for him to catch on.
They left the building? Hasn't the countdown already begun?
Yes, and by regulations we are not to leave. But, they said their new theory had to be verified in the storm.
If you kill Medicine, I swear I'm stopping this damn game. Alright, Side Effect Defense Research Progress Report. Immediate death, no other symptoms, 7. Soluble in soil, 11. Hair modification, 5. Dispersion of consciousness, 9. Fluid allergy, 4. Persistent severe dehydration, 1. Proportional body shrinkage, 4. Embrittlement of the whole body, 6. I don't know what that is. Unstoppable and irreversible. Avoid the ground and wear special footwear. Shave head and observe further. Call out loud. Maintain a dry environment. Control water intake. Continuous infusion. Administer care as per the lab's test animal standards. Apply solidifying spell or wrap and cotton. Part 16. To open the floodgates. Throw wide the gates.
Ha! Fresh air, green grass, the dew, the mud. This is what I'm talking about. A better world.
For a moment I thought they'd go around playing, because, you know, they get that thing, that dog instinct to run and play. But okay, that's not where this was going. They kick the muddy ground with a boot in ecstasy. The mud splatters on the Foundation staff member's jacket, but he remains professional and does not bat an eye.
Researcher Medicine Pocket, I must remind you that we are at the edge of the immunity zone to the storm. Once we cross the line, we will not only catch the storm syndrome, but also be taken by the storm at the end of the countdown.
The entrance of the Foundation headquarters is bustling with personnel. As the storm approaches, a long line of field investigators is formed at the gate, waiting to pass through security. Medicine Pocket groans. They spread their hands in frustration, clearly unhappy with how skilled the staff members is at avoiding confrontation.
I know that. How stupid do you think I am? Hey, isn't that Rudolph? The poor guy sent to Tunguska? Hey man, how was Siberia? Welcome back. Did you bring me any new research materials? Oh, you don't recognize me? You're breaking my heart. It's me, your best friend that you just met, Medicine Pocket.
Medicine Pocket's attempt to approach the line is quickly thwarted. The staff member has to practically yank them back by their arms and legs.
Researcher, I must make clear that you only applied for 15 minutes outside for research purposes. Your countdown starts from the moment when you cross this line.
Okay, safety first, I know. Get off me, you're hurting my arms.
Medicine Pocket struggles desperately and finally manages to plant all 4 limbs back on the ground.
I'll bounce as soon as the storm syndrome hits. Even if I catch it, look at the syndromes of this era. Distorted faces, murderous intentions, obsession with war, rampage. What's got you so worried? They aren't that bad. Well, the melting faces part is kind of gross.
The staff member responds with a blank expression. Medicine Pocket shrugs. They kneel down and open up a leather case. 1 week is more than enough for a genius like them to upgrade an old apparatus. This is a second version of the sampling device for asymmetrical nuclide R, boasting improved sensitivity compared to its predecessor.
I really wanted to test this in Vienna. Oh well, better than nothing. Alright, now, I'm gonna walk a little further from the immunity zone so the samples are easier to gather. The ideal distance is 1,500 kilometers, but, oh, don't worry, not gonna do that. Even I can't run that fast.
They hold the sampling device in their hands and step across the boundary. Behind them, the staff member starts his timer, a skeptical look on his face.
Now behold, The important moment when I prove the dorks in Laplace wrong about asymmetrical nuclide R.
The room is as dark and dusty as when Enigma last saw it, but to him, it's a sanctuary. The towering piles of files and outdated equipment immediately isolate him from the rest of the world. Finally, he's back in his fortress.
Now, hypothetically, if the storm research were to succeed, two things should have been done.
He scribbles quickly on the dusty whiteboard. Safe usage of the ritual for Arcanus, mass production of the ritual for humans.
And to find out the safe way to use it, we have to...
Okay, one moment, because I had to read it fast. So if the storm research were to succeed, two things should be done. They would have to safely use a ritual for Arcanus, and mass production of the ritual for humans. Alright, I understood. Let's keep going. Have the power to wield it. Minimize the side effects.
This is what Lucy was thinking. The Awakened met the casting requirements of the incantation, and Ulrich succeeded, while the other Arcanists did not feel the same miraculous blessing like he did. So as long as we eliminate the side effects, they'll be able to inscribe the incantation and mass produce it for the humans. One problem is, only the Awakened can carry out the experiments, and there's not many of them around.
Irrelevant question, but do you think that if Mr. Apple tried this, he would rot?
It'll take too long. There's no way to do this in 24 hours. Heck, it could take months or even years. There must be something else we can do.
But you are not an Arcanist. Why should you play by their rules?
Yes, that's right. Let's try a different approach. What if I start with the desired outcome and work backwards to the question?
He crosses out the second step.
The quickest and most efficient way to save everyone is to make them qualified casters of the ritual. They won't even need protective equipment if we can do that. The challenge is, how do we qualify the casting requirements?
He looks at the papers on his desk in desperation.
Medicine Pocket's theory is correct, and there's enough data and supplementary experiments to back it up. The power of Arcanists is directly tied to the purity of their bloodline, which is associated with the special cells in their bodies. Using arcane skills reduces the activity of the cells, but the Picasma extract can reactivate them for extended casting. However, the extract only provides endurance, not power. It is physiologically impossible for a low-ranked Arcanist to cast a high-ranked skill. That's the reality of it.
So maybe only pure-blooded Arcanists can handle the ritual? Is that what he's trying to say?
If we were to compare the power of Arcanists to household appliances, let's say their normal voltage is 230 volts, and if the storm immunity ritual were a high voltage source of 1,000 volts, no, millions of volts, like lightning, the household appliances would be destroyed in an instant.
He's used to simplifying complicated arcane jargon into relatable examples for practical application.
As for the humans, they're not even in the picture. We cannot cast to begin with, and I personally didn't feel any blessing or curse when I recited half of the incantations that day.
He falls back into his chair, rubbing at his temple. The researcher struggles against his defeatist mindset, but the hopelessness is hard to ignore. Been there.
Think, how can I get everyone to meet the casting requirements of the ritual? Forget what's theoretically impossible. The Arcanum never gave a damn about certainties. I've been reminded plenty that logic does not apply to things like this.
Irritated, he pushes the papers aside and pulls a book of Arcanum from the mountain of clatter.
What about shortcuts? Are there records of transcendental rites? Significant celestial events? Sacrificial offerings? Or even pneuma emanating ingredients that could boost the user's casting abilities?
Wait a second. Well, humans cannot cast by themselves. They can use wands, right? Schneider was using her gun, and Ezra can also use Arcanum through an object. So theoretically speaking, could humans cast a big amount of Arcanum if they somehow made their arcane objects stronger to do it? But then again, their body remains completely vulnerable to whatever the curse does. Like, it won't hit just the object, I'm guessing. It will hit them. Never mind.
Wait. Pneuma. Emanating.
A thought flashes across his mind.
Where have I seen that word before?
Pneuma? He rushes to the bookshelf and starts rummaging through the dusty volumes.
It was in the files Ulrich told me to read. The Timekeeper's report from the Aegean Sea.
I was about to say the island because the word is Greek, but I wasn't sure.
Those islanders call the storm the emanation. Why? The emanation. Emanation. Just what is emanating out?
The door swings open with a loud bang, causing him to jump in surprise. He's at medicine again. The towering stack of books next to the door tumbles over as if nudged by an invisible force. Then he hears a familiar sound, shuffling footsteps from the hallway outside, sticky and wet. Oh, is that Ulrich? No, it has the metal things on the sides.
What the? Dawkins, I hope you know this is not the time to catch up. That is if you're able to talk at all.
Oh, it's Dawkins, okay.
No, let go. I've just come up with an idea. Leave me alone.
He braces himself against the desk, straining to resist being thrown out of the room. He squirms across, stretching his fingers until he finally reaches the red button.
Somebody, help!
I thought Dawkins died. Was Dawkins not human? Was he an awakened? That's why he's still alive? The fuck is going on? Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay.
You're not really here for revenge. And it wasn't you who pushed away the books and opened the door.
What?
The invisible ghost. Victor, did you do that?
The colossal, matty gingerbread man nods, surprisingly docile. What? Beside him, a whiteboard marker in the air begins to write on the wall, "It's me." Dude, what on earth is going on? Didn't they die? Then the marker turns its tip and points at the door. Enigma does as his friend suggests and walks out into the hallway. Outside, people are talking and laughing with genuine joy on their faces. What?
Ah, Researcher Adler.
A figure in a shiny uniform suddenly stops nearby. Enigma recognizes her as the unfortunate colleague who works for Medicine Pocket.
What happened? Any progress?
Yes, Researcher Medicine Pocket has proved their theory right. They have successfully found the asymmetrical nuclide R in the air before the storm, even if only a trace.
What?
What did you say?
They came up with the idea because the nuclide was initially found in the raindrop samples of the storm. They deduced it also exists in the air before the storm occurs, like the water droplets in the atmosphere before rain. So now, we can extract it directly from the air, without waiting for the Timekeeper to bring the raindrops to us. This will help us a lot in the mass production of the protective gear.
Yeah, but the protective gear so far doesn't work, girl. She trails off as she notices the look on his face.
No way. The emanation. Asymmetrical nuclide R. She was right. The ritual works. Any arcanist can use it. And the solution was right in front of us.
Yeah, do explain though, because I'm stupid.
I didn't need to boost the caster's abilities. With the right setup and materials, the world before the storm is already an enormous stage for performing the ritual. It's like a charged pylon just needing a cable.
Mr. Adler?
The man slips past her and starts running toward the other end of the corridor.
Thank you, Miss Whoever. And thanks for letting me know, Dawkins and Victor.
The technician looks around but sees no one. Nearby, a muddy head and a floating pan emerge from the door. Enigma makes his way to the airlock door.
It's me, Ulrich. Let me in! I need to see Madame Lucy. Tell her! I found a way to transcend the limit.
Of course they'd leave it on a cliffhanger. Okay, second generation asymmetrical nuclide R sampling device test report. When the Guardian found Medicine Pocket outside the safety zone, they were crawling on all fours, frantically shouting that their hypothesis was correct. After confirming that they were not infected with a storm syndrome, but rather that it was merely part of their personality, they were brought back by the Guardian. This experiment proved that the outside air before the storm contained a large amount of asymmetrical nuclide R, and the performance of the second-generation sampling device was fully verified, confirming its ability to accurately record the concentration changes of asymmetrical nuclide R in the air per minute. That's a lot of R. Can we use it? Medicine Pocket just overexcited, same as always. Person who transcended the syndrome. Person. Guardian rogue in tones of muscle pain. Poor guy. A person. They are a person, alright? They're just a little quirky. Part 17. The Storm Speech. At the very least, we all now have a better understanding of how home appliances work.
We don't have time. I'll spare you the technicalities and explain it straight.
Please. He pops off the marker cap and draws a few lines on the board, exuding confidence with every
Our
stroke.
biggest problem is the limit of the bloodline. Low-rank arcanists can't command high-rank arcane rituals. Similar to how household appliances can't withstand what's beyond their designated voltage. In most cases, the caster can only use their own arcane circuits that run through their inherited bloodline. But what if the caster were in a special electric field? What if we used existing circuits on the outside and put the caster into a greater circuit? What if we factored in the entire planet and used the atmosphere to split the current flowing through us by adding more appliances to the circuit?
I still don't get where this is going.
Don't be ridiculous, Adler. We are not household appliances.
The ferrofluid frowns, questioning the premises of Enigma's proposal.
Hold on, let me finish.
Lucy listens without a word, giving him some courage to go on. He draws a big circle next to the little person on the board.
24 hours before the storm, the entire world is charged with abundant arcane energy. It becomes a space emanating pneuma, a cloud ready to discharge, a special electric field.
So people should stay outside before the storm comes?
Look at asymmetrical nuclide R. The key to the storm immunity was inside the storm all along. And look at how the Mandragora is the antidote to its own poison. The solution can be hidden in the question itself. The arcane energy a caster inherently lacks can be borrowed from the surroundings during the storm. We just need a way to induct that energy. And Laplace happens to have all the data for the calculations. The observation systems we've built over the past 8 years have not been in vain. First, we derive a formula to determine the pneuma needed from the storm based on the Arcanist lineage. Then, we'll design a converter to transform the external pneuma into what they can use. They will no longer be bound by their limits. With just one calculation and one conversion, we can turn anyone into a capable caster.
He excitedly stretches out his arms and ends his epic monologue. It is a good thing that emotions cannot be read on an awakened being's face.
I knew I shouldn't have wasted my time listening to you. What are you saying, Adler?
Really? But
You made up a confusing story, then drew conclusions from it.
The second part is purely theoretical, I admit. But the basis of my theory is correct, and I have read Medicine Pocket's paper.
But Arcanum is not electricity! You're too caught up in your excitement to remember the basics. You know nothing about Arcanum.
It's still a form of energy, yes? No one here knows what the storm is, but we do know that it's a massive arcane energy field. We can harness it, much like arcanists use arrays to amplify their incantations.
I see what researcher Adler is trying to say. A creative solution indeed.
the director gets up from a chair and intervenes.
But ma'am...
Do not worry, Ulrich. I also have noticed that humans could be smart and stupid at the same time. Perhaps that is why they need to have their work peer-reviewed.
Thanks?
She nods amicably pleased that her recently improved interpersonal skills have come in handy.
There is a type of electrophotography invented by Semyon Kurlian and his wife Valentina Kurlian in 1939 that depicts the energy field surrounding an object or body. It was later used by Laplace as a method of measuring arcane power, notably for the storm observation systems. Through it, we are able to capture and measure the arcane light or aura that is invisible to the naked eye.
Wasting no more time on mediation, the robot comes to a conclusion.
The plan of researcher Adler is feasible. Laplace also has the technology to support it. We have the storm observation stations, the capable casters, and the best mathematicians. Ulrich, please ask Miss Tider to lead the calculations, then experiment outside the safe zone and record the Pneuma constant needed for casting the incantation.
Oh, Tider is part of Laplace? I didn't remember that.
And do not give the incantation to anyone. I doubt they can resist trying it.
Ulrich sets out a reluctant hum and leaves the room as instructed.
Simone, please contact Researcher X. His balancing helmet could be the prototype for our converter. That helmet balances the energy field in and out of our bodies, and was once used to protect researchers working with dangerous arcane skills. We could boost its power and use it as a substitute for Adler's converter. But we should postpone their testing request until we have completed our experiments on the side effects.
Her assistant gives a quick nod and begins drafting the notice. The tasks are quickly assigned to the right people in less than a minute. Only one person seems to have been left out.
What about me, ma'am? Should I go with the calculations team or help with the converter?
He takes a tentative step forward, curious about his role in the endeavor.
Right. I wanted to talk about that. You have proven to us the value of human thoughts and perspectives. I am glad that your struggles with the bottle did not damage your brain, Adler. I am confident that your discoveries will save many lives in the storm once implemented.
But for now you stay put.
The bottle? But it's been 7 years.
She just keeps on smiling.
But you overlooked one thing in your plan. What about your people? The humans who can never cast incantations.
An apt question.
They were not included in the plan. I just came up with something that took the least steps to reach the desired outcome. To save humans, they'll have to rely on equipment. Only when we have better control over the ritual can we store it on arcane devices for mass production.
Then you should go perfect it.
Huh? We only have 16 hours and 30 minutes until the storm. There's not enough time to...
The feasible part of your plan is in motion, and all of Laplace will provide the help we need. We will make it work. As for yourself, perfect your plan so we can save everyone, including the humans. And we only have 16 hours and 30 minutes to find a solution.
So you get the worst part. The directions are given, clear, precise, with no room for ambiguity.
Understood. I will think of something.
Come on, take it as a win, but it's not full because you didn't consider the human part.
You're right about this one.
He turns and walks away with long, purposeful strides. Behind Lucy, Simone has finished drafting.
There was no way he overlooked his own race. Yet, he still gave up his own people and brought this plan to us.
In a way, if they become capable of controlling it, they will find a way to help humans as well. So I don't think that he overlooked it on purpose. I think, first of all, he was rushing because the storm is near and he's trying to save as many people as possible. And secondly, like I said, if they learn to control it, they will probably find a way to save humans as well.
Were we too hard on him?
Were we?
She turns nonchalantly and sits back in her chair.
But I made the right decision.
The internal line rings. The assistant puts down the list of side effects and grabs the phone.
Yes. Yes. We will provide the tech support.
She ends the call with a grave expression on her face.
It was Zeno, Mom.
Oh.
They lost contact with Team Timekeeper 3 hours ago. They're asking us for tech support.
I completely forgot about what's going on Timekeeper's side. Oh.
They have to make contact with the island immediately.
Oh, she's underwater? The mind sinks and floats in an ocean of lethargy. A piece of driftwood would be well timed.
Yeah, it is just a game. I won't be in there for long. You can wait for me on the beach if you want, okay?
The wood dissolves into foam.
No! 37! Don't!
Where is she? Oh, she is in the water? She wakes up on a cold piece of rock. Oh, she fell.
Where? What happened?
She probably hit her head, and that's why she was seeing what she was seeing. On the universal application of the storm immunity, inform all departments the experiment has made new progress. We will use the atmospheric asymmetrical nuclide R to complete the storm immunity incantation for universal application. All personnel with computer programming experience and no specific duties should immediately assist Miss John Titta. Also, if anyone sees Researcher X, inform him to stop slacking off immediately. We need his inventions. A ritual. Use an arcanum to still electricity. Typical human thinking. It was suggested by Adler, his first real work in 8 years. God bless Franklin. What the fuck? Why are you guys so negative? He gave you a solution. My goodness. Let me tell you something. Ezra is getting way more respect than Adler ever will in there. It's so weird. But I guess he's made their life difficult before. Maybe that's why they're so negative about him. But yeah, they don't treat Ezra like that. I don't know. Part 18. Numbers in everything. Hearken and be warned. The smell of gunpowder hangs heavy in the air. The once magnificent columns are now reduced to rumble and irregular stones. Blood rings in her ears, drowning out all the sounds. Why?
I remember now. The island fell ill, and 6 summoned all the integers to the cleansing ceremony. 37. She went to Apiron. They tended to their missions. I went to the square to pray for them, and then there was an earthquake.
Warplanes thunder above, whipping up debris in the girls' garments in their passing.
The human army? Wasn't the Foundation mediating the disputes? Did they betray us?
No, it wasn't them. Calm now, Sophie. Your soul is imbalancing toward the excess.
I need to calm down. I need to find the others. Slow down and breathe. Stability is an essential virtue to becoming an integer. Okay. Let's clean up the place first.
She places a hand on the brass ruler at her waist, and as pious as ever begins to recite the incantation. Nothing happens. I'm sorry, guys. I'll tell you what she just said.
The incantation didn't work?
Oh my god. This is a line. I'm sorry for a second. I can stand the ringing they put in the background. Okay, so it says a straight line is created by connecting 2 points. That's what she said, which is the explanation to what a straight line is in mathematical books in Greek. Like, it's like opening a school book right now. You learn what a straight line is for the first time and how you create one, and the explanation to how to do that is this line. Like, I can't explain to you how uncool this is to me. Like, it's literally, I don't know why they would do that. Like, maybe create some rhyme about maths and stuff, not the explanation to mathematical terminology to make a spell out of it. This is so weird. I'm trying to think of an example to give you how it feels to me. I know one. So it's like you see this really powerful magician, okay? They go into the middle of the field and they say, okay, now let's clean up things first. She places a hand on the brass ruler at her waist, and as pious as ever begins to recite the incantation. When you flip the switch, the lights turn on. And then something is supposed to happen. That's how it sounds, alright? Oh, goodness. I'll be real with you, the fact that she used a ruler for this makes me think that the reason she was supposed to use something mathematical in terms of lines is because it straightened things up, because now everything is in disarray, right? Everything is in chaos. So what is a metaphor you can use to make things balanced again? Straighten them up, you know? It makes sense. But they could have used a better wording for the incantation part. They didn't have to do something like that, in my opinion. I'm sorry, let's keep going. My god, the ringing is awful. I took off my headphones to say all this because it was really, really, really annoying.
Did they fail to perform?
She stands frozen for what seems like an eternity, disoriented and unsure. It feels like the world has crumbled beneath her feet. But then she notices a familiar figure in the distance.
Is that 42?
The man struggles to stand, rumbling to the emptiness around him.
No one survives the oblivion.
His hysteria is acting up again. I should help.
Die, you lunatics! This is our land, right from the beginning!
When the smoke clears, 42 is gone. Oh no.
No. No! Be calm. Be stable. Think.
Integers are the living example of virtue as a standard of purification. It is a representation of the soul in the world of forms, a true being.
I have to go check on him. I can do this.
Oh my goodness. Everything is a number. Everything is a number. Everything is a number.
Stay calm. He is divided into two numbers. 6 and 7.
Oh, he was mutilated. Okay. Okay.
I have to find the others. I have to tell them about 42. Sophia! What are you doing here?
She hears a recognizable voice coming from the ruins. Up on the hill, a woman raises her hand and calls to her.
Get to the shelter! It is that...
Oh, goodness.
Miss 18. No.
Go hide, girl!
I can't. This can't be happening. I have to keep it together. Move. Sophia. Get to the cave.
Go, girl.
Find... Sophia.
Quiet sob comes from the bushes. A child cowers in the foliage, shaking in terror.
I'm so scared. Everyone's gone crazy. It's okay. I got you. Come out now, Lacey. We will go find the others.
But the child stares at her in panic, hugging her knees even closer to her chest.
No, I don't want to see them. They will go crazy.
A droplet of paint emerges on her face. Oh.
Lacey, your face.
But Lacey brushes her hand away. She turns around and runs deeper into the forest. In the floating points behind the decimal which hindered...
Soul has tilted toward excess. This is wrong. I am the corrector. I have to help her, or she'd get herself killed. I have to right the wrongs here.
It's very interesting how they managed to show this disaster in a mathematical way. Anyway, I cannot think of another way to put it. Mathematical terminology, mathematical metaphors, whatever you want to call it. They literally described somebody exploding to pieces with mathematics. Can you believe this? Like, I've never seen this before. Whoever thought about it, a genius, I'm guessing. But yeah, I'm surprised though that Sophia is not affected by the storm syndrome yet. Why is that? Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, back. The world is warping, painted over with vibrant oil hues. Her headache is splitting. Each step feels like walking on lava.
Come on, Sophia. Keep yourself together. Keep your soul in balance.
She closes her eyes and breathes. Tilt not toward the excess. Lacey has gone out of sight, only her sobs remain to haunt her mind. Something needs to be done.
37. I must find her. I promised it to her.
No.
She is going to be fine. She's a prime number. And prime numbers are not as divisible as the others.
Exactly.
She will pass the test of Apiron and receive the transcendental truth. For she is the genius, the wise one, who returns. We will right the wrongs and restore things to how they were.
Because that is the salvation promised by the truth. But take heart, the race of man is also blessed with divinity, for nature has already revealed her secrets to them. Once you understand this blessing, you will easily achieve all that is set upon you. You will heal your soul and be freed from evil and suffering. The golden verses. A ray of light breaks through the darkness.
Sophia, you really waited for me, What happened to your clothes? Did you fall on your way here?
Girl, read the atmosphere! As always, she tilts her head curiously. She has not yet seen the chaos of war. She remains innocent, untouched by the dust of the phenomenal world.
37, I'm so glad to see you. You passed the test. You did it.
You seem emotional. Why? I told you it wasn't going to be difficult.
37. Things don't seem right out there.
Sophia desperately grabs 37's arm.
37, you have seen Apiron, right? You asked the question, didn't you?
37 blinks, too focused to spare a glance at the world outside, for she is busy sharing her findings with a close friend.
Yes, and I got the answer. The answer that will save us from the emanation once and for all. And the answer is...
It's the truth that transcends everything. The answer that will save everyone. The last and final hope. The moment she has been waiting for.
Is that it? The one true answer from Apiron is a string of numbers?
37 nods, having just recited the last number.
Yes, because the transcendental truth is beyond the limits of our mortal flesh. It cannot be described by words, seen by eyes, interpreted by logic, or perceived by the senses. It is passed to us in a form we can understand. Numbers. This is the key to the truth. Give me some time and I can decode it.
How much time? Look around you. Warplanes still roar in the sky. Smoke still chokes the air. Her lungs burn with every breath she takes. Time is ticking and people are dying. Helplessly, mercilessly.
Time. 37. How long do you need?
A month or a week.
We'll be all dead by then, girl.
I will spend all my time working on it. It is not an easy question. Could be the hardest one I've ever dealt with in my life. But I will get there. And then we will be freed from all these problems once and for all. Even if we don't know its meaning yet, it will eventually lead us to the kingdom of truth.
She stops her enthusiastic explanation and looks at her friend worriedly.
Sophia? Why are you crying?
Sophia looks up at her. Tears stream down her cheeks.
That long? 37. A truth that distant won't change. What's in front of us now?
She breaks free from her friend's grasp and races into the smoke and dust of the phenomenal world.
Sophia? Sophia!
She no longer knows why she's running. She no longer knows the purpose of her existence. She only knows of the wild, fiery sensation rising in her chest. Everything is a number.
No.
Is this the truth? Is this the answer?
Calm yourself, Sophia.
Even if the truth can keep people from the wheel of birth, what good is it for those already in it?
I have to.
You seem astray, child.
And there comes the bitch. A detached figure looks on from the ruins of a beach, unperturbed by the chaos.
And sad. What pains you so? Has the truth not graced thee with its miracles?
I'm going to lose my mind. Notification on design in a simplified balancing helmet. Prototypes of the balancing helmets developed by X have been distributed to each division to be used as the flattest balancing devices in the plan for mass production of the Storm Immunity Ritual. However, their structure is currently too complicated. Please start analyzing them immediately and simplify them to a mass productable level. Also, since there are differences between the samples given to each group, there is no commonality in the related data, so each group must complete it independently. And due to the danger of the Storm Immunity experiment, do not privately test the reliability of the balance device outside. God, I hate X. We only have 16 hours left. X is useless thingamabobs. For mass production? This is insane. Why don't we just use the helmets directly? Make X work overtime to rush out a batch. I don't think he can do that. He needs more than one. They need more than one person to do this. And I don't think he's slacking right now. But then again, I haven't watched his backstory yet, so maybe he's a slacking person. I just doubt it with all that's been going on.